Good morning, it's Tony talking CarBiz. I'm here at the dealership. This morning we're looking at a brand new 2020 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro, super white in color, and boy does this truck look awesome. So let's go ahead and dive in. I want to show you some of the features that make a TRD Pro the top of the line off-road version of the Tacoma and why people decide this is the right truck for them. So, beginning up front, we'll start up on the hood here. You'll see we do have a hood scoop, and it's a matte black finish, and then the TRD Pro has this matte black applique. Now, the hood scoop is not open to the engine. It's surely a cosmetic design, but if you want to open it up, get your Sawzall out and have at it. The grille itself is a matte black finish, and then it has this huge Toyota emblem on the front, and your headlights are LED headlights and LED marker lights. And then for 2020, here in the lens, you can see it says Pro on the right hand side, and then if we zip on over to the passenger side in the lens here, it says TRD. So that's new for 2020. The fog lights are the rigid industry LED fog lights integrated right into the front of the vehicle. We've got a matte black finish on the front of the bumper, and then down underneath is where you're going to find that TRD nomenclature on the skid plate, which is a steel skid plate. And up here you can start to see your suspension. I'll dive into that a little bit as we go around to the driver's side. Also, the TRD Pro does have your 360 camera, so there's one right here. This box is all of your safety sense, lane departure, pedestrian detection, all of that. Your dynamic cruise control is all right there in that little box. As we dive into the wheel setup, these are a 16-inch forged aluminum wheel. They're painted black, and then of course they have the TRD badging. And then your tire setup, this is a 265/70 R16 all-season combination on-road, off-road tire. It will ride a little bit rougher on road, but it's a great tire for off-road as well. Here's another look at that suspension setup, if I can crawl underneath there. So you can see the red TRD coil springs, the Fox shocks in there, and then your larger setup on the structure for your A-frame structures. We do have factory mud flaps, and of course these huge wheel lip moldings to protect the side of the wheels. Your mirror setup is a painted super white, same color as the vehicle. And then we do have these LED turn signals. The mirrors also fold in, so if you're going off-road, you can fold them in so you don't clip the trees. They also fold the other way. Here's your blind spot monitoring right here in the mirror. And then down underneath the mirror, you'll discover an additional camera, which is part of your 360 camera system. And then, of course, the TRD Pro badging on the side. Go ahead and move around to the back here. You can see, if I dive underneath the suspension here, you can see the red shocks in the back. Hopefully I can get it up on a lift later today and do a separate video of the undercarriage. Moving to the back, you can see the tailgate does have the TRD Pro badge. That's an add-on. I think it's $160, and then the blacked out Tacoma and the 4x4. Our tailgate handle does have a lock on it, so if you put a cargo cover, you're going to be able to lock that up nice and secure. And then underneath here is our backup camera. You can see the tailgate does have the over-the-lip protection, and then it's a composite bed, so the bed liner is built right in. There's a cargo light here. There's a cargo light integrated up there as well. That's an add-on charge. I believe that's $129. And then over on this side, another cargo light, 12-volt charging, small storage compartment. And then we have tie-down hooks here. And then you can see up in the corners there. And then also we have a rail system, so you can put the attachments in there to tie down even more cargo. So they're really thinking about how you can hold stuff down in the trunk. Moving down to the bumper, it is a step bumper. It does have the backup sensors right here and here and here and there. A couple things here. It's a lighted step-up bumper, and we do have an integrated tow package. So there, and then underneath, a full-size spare tire. Might be able to see your shocks up there as well. And there's your TRD exhaust system, the TRD badging on there, and then the wiring is right here, all ready to go. Just plug it in and off you go. So let's go ahead and move up to the front and go under the hood and see what we can find there. Under the hood on the Tacoma TRD Pro is our standard 3.5 liter V6 gasoline engine producing 278 horsepower. Combined fuel economy on this engine is 20 miles per gallon city and highway. It's connected to a 6-speed automatic transmission with a towing capacity of up to 6,500 pounds. And then of course the warranty on this engine and transmission is 5 years, 60,000 miles from Toyota with no deductible. Of course, it also includes Toyota Care, which is going to take care of your maintenance for 2 years, 25,000 miles, whichever comes first. Jumping into the interior of the TRD Pro, on your door, of course, power windows, power door locks. The TRD Pro does come standard with our JBL audio system, so that's a great sound system. You really need to come in and listen to it. Bottle water holders, or water bottle holders, or however you say that. The driver's seat is a 10-way power driver seat with a 2-way adjustable lumbar support. Passenger seat is not power. Seats on the TRD Pro are full leather, and you can see they're textured down the center, and then they've got the TRD red stitching, and then up on the headrest we've got the TRD embroidery. Only on the front seats though, they don't put it on the back seats for some reason. And then we have an adjustable seat belt right here, up and down, and of course we have side airbags, so if you do get in a collision, you're going to be protected there. Down on the lower dash here, there's lights. This is for your cargo light, which is an add-on in the back. This one has it. Traction control on and off, your 360 view. And this is your on and off for your 120 volt in the back in the trunk, and then your automatic headlights. So the headlights will go on and off automatically. They also will go from dim to bright automatically when that switch is turned on. Let's go ahead and take a look at the driver's compartment. So on the steering wheel, on this side, we've got, let me go ahead and dim that light down a little bit. So on this side, we've got all our controls for our sound system and our smartphone Bluetooth connectivity. And then on this side is the information center, which is up here in the dash. And then these are on-off switches for our pedestrian detection and our lane departure. Cruise controls down here. Over here we've got controls for our headlights. Let me go ahead and show you what those look like in just a second, and controls for our fog lights. And then here's a quick look at our dash. I'm going to go ahead and start it up. So there's what it looks like starting up. And now I'm going to go ahead and turn on the headlights. And you can see the dashboard lights up kind of in a bluish white with the temperature gauge and our information center down below. You can see I have doors open on both sides. And let's go ahead and we'll take a look at what those lights look from the driver's compartment. So there's your standard driving lights with fog lights on. I'll go ahead and turn the fog lights off. So there's fog lights off, fog lights on, and then I'll go ahead and switch into the bright mode. So there's your brights. I'm going to go ahead and jump out and give you a quick view with the standard driving lights with the fog lights on. So there's your fog light headlight setup, and there's that TRD Pro lighting up on the inside of the headlights. I think that looks really awesome. Here's the TRD side of it. So a nice styling cue. Just another little touch for the 2020 Tacoma TRD. Let's go ahead and jump back inside. We'll take a look at what else we can find. So here's our center stack. It's an 8-inch touchscreen. Of course, as I said before, JBL audio system, touchscreen with navigation, like so. And it does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. When I go ahead and shift it into reverse, you can see we've got the 360 view, the bird's eye view going on there, and we can change different settings on that as well. Moving down to the next section, here's our automatic temperature control for front driver, front passenger. Heated seats up front, no heated seats in the back. Automatic temperature control here. So we'll turn that off. Heated outside mirrors. Here's our four-wheel drive controls, and we do have push button start because we have the Toyota Smart Key, which allows you to get in the car without taking your keys out of your pockets. And then way down here is where they've put that wireless charging for your smartphone. Dual cup holders right here. And then the shift lever does have the TRD red here and TRD nomenclature here, and it's leather wrapped. So a nice solid center console with more cup holders down here and a coin holder. So 3 cup holders up front. There are some additional buttons and controls right down here. Blind spot monitoring on and off. Our Econo power mode, parking assist, rear window, and our USB ports for charging, and another charger port over here. And then here's our wireless charging on and off. So plenty of switches to push, which my son loves, pushing buttons. Here's your full-size glove box. There's a quick look at the entire driver's cockpit. Let's go ahead and move up to the overhead console. It's an automatic dimming mirror, and we do have home link connectivity for your garage door. Here's your suspension adjustments. Here's your safety connect. So if you need help when you're on road, and you just push that button and we'll get you the help you need. Power sliding moonroof controls. We do have lighted vanity mirrors, but we don't have visor extensions. So something kind of odd there, but the visors do slide out to the side. And then the TRD Pro does come with the power sliding moonroof. Your armrest is stationary. There's room for 2 elbows, unless they're really big. And then we do have some additional storage underneath. And those are your track or your rail system set up for the bed. And your parking brakes right here in the center. So there's a look at the driver's compartment. Let's go ahead and jump into the back seat and see what we can find. So jumping into the back seats, on the doors we do have bottle holders. And the seats themselves, they do fold down in a 40-60 configuration, but I have to say this is one of the things I don't like about the Tacoma is the way the seats fold down. First of all, I had to do all of this off camera because you need two hands. The headrests have to be removed, so you need two hands to do that. And then they store on the back of the seat like this, which is fine if you're going to set it up permanently that way, but it's really not convenient. You cannot do it with one hand for sure. But under the seats, there is some storage here, and it's quite deep. And there's also some on the other side underneath that seat. Let's see if I can bring that up. Nope, can't bring it up from here. And then the seats themselves, there's a little tab up here you pull on, and that's how you fold those seats down. So not an easy configuration. I hope they fix that on the new version. The backs of the seats have that hard plastic, so that's a good deal. And then you do have more storage down under here. So there's plenty of places to store stuff, including a grocery bag hook right here. It's just the way that you go about getting those seats down seem like they're a pain in the bottom to me. Let me know what you think. If you have a Tacoma, what would you like to see Toyota do different in the back seat with those seats? Thanks for watching. Hey, good morning. It's Tony talking CarBiz. Got this 2020 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro up in the air. I'm going to give you a quick video underneath this vehicle. So we're going down under, if you will. Give you a view you might not normally see. So here's that TRD Pro skid plate, and you can see it actually extends quite a way back into the vehicle. So it's not just a styling cue, it's actually a steel plate, and it is solid for sure. So here's a look underneath at your suspension, and it is a heavy-duty suspension, so you can see those Fox shocks, and you can see those coil springs, those TRD coil springs, and that extra thick stabilizer bar up here as well. So man, it's really set to go off-road, and quite the vehicle if you're going to do that. Now up front, we do have four-wheel disc brakes, and you can see these wheels are really a great wheel in terms of the durability, and the tires on here are a great off-road tire. Now let's move back through the undercarriage here and see what we can find. So here's your exhaust coming out from up under the engine there, and here's your initial drive shaft going back to your transfer case right there, and then your final drive shaft going to the back of the vehicle is that black pole, if you will, see running down the side. And we've got a full frame construction, so here's your frame, and then here's your exhaust. So it comes off of the headers up front as a dual exhaust, and then they merge it back here into a single exhaust. Just so you know, even though it's got a TRD Pro exhaust, it is a single exhaust all the way back. Here's your gas tank, and it too has a steel plate. I'm sorry, this is a plastic or plate that's protecting it there, and then there may be another protection underneath there as well, but that is plastic. And then here's our leaf spring suspension in the back, and let's see if we can move underneath here and take a look at those TRD Pro shocks in the back, and they're the Fox shocks again. You can see they go all the way up underneath and then finish out here on your back axle. There's those factory mud flaps we looked at earlier, and here's our rear brake setup. And then we do have a full-size spare tire, which I mentioned in one of my other videos, and that goes with your trailer towing package, and it's all tucked up underneath, and you kind of crank it down from up front or up top, so it's pretty easy to get at. Here's your TRD exhaust coming out the back, and you can see it does have the TRD badging on the exhaust. So that's an undercarriage look on that 2020 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro, one that I did a video on earlier. So I'll put a link to the other video in this video if you want to go back and watch the video of the exterior and the interior. But that's your undercarriage on this 2020 TRD Pro. Hey, it's Tony talking CarBiz. Thanks for watching.